Let's start with the breaking news in the last half an hour or so. Rasmus Hojlund has completed his medical at Manchester United before that £72 million move from Atalanta, as you can see. Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, joins me here. Kaveh, so they're a step closer. This is pretty much done now.
Yes, it is. Erik ten Hag wanted a new forward. He's got a new forward. This guy has bags of potential. Lots of the biggest clubs in Europe were trying to sign him, including PSG. Now, assuming his medical has gone well, no reason to doubt that, he will sign a United contract. It will be 5 years plus the option of an extra year. And then it will be up to United to decide how and when they're going to announce his signing. It'll be up to them and their social media team. In the modern age, clubs like to make a big deal when it comes to announcing a new signings, especially on social media. It'll be interesting to see whether they announce it to coincide with one of their two friendlies this weekend. They've got two friendlies at Old Trafford. In the past couple of seasons, they've tended to do that. I think when they announced Raphael Varane's signing, it was just before the first league game of the season against Leeds United, and last season Casemiro's signing, that was done before a game as well. But it's up to United, and once the medical has all been passed, once the contracts are signed, it will be announced. But it's basically a done deal.
If he fulfills all conditions, he's going to cost United £72 million. Down the road, Manchester City got Erling Haaland for £51 million. Is Hojlund that good?
That's a good question. I think it's unfair to compare him with Erling Haaland, but having said that, he's going to have to get used to the comparisons because he's playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world now, Manchester United, and just down the road, the best team in the world at the moment, Manchester City, and they've got arguably the best striker in the world. Now, you're right to say Erling Haaland was cheaper, around £20 million cheaper, but you've got to be fair, he did have a release clause in his contract. If he didn't have that release clause, he would have cost a lot more. And I also think that, the wages, I would assume Hojlund is getting paid a lot less than Haaland. So I think it's unfair to compare the two of them. Haaland is pretty much the finished article. He's a phenomenal player. Hojlund is somebody who potentially could be that good one day. I think at the similar stages of their careers, I think Haaland has scored something like 65 goals in 87 games. And I think Hojlund has scored 27 goals at the same stage of his career. So I think Haaland was a little bit more prolific. But I understand your question, but I think it's a little bit unfair to compare the two of them before we've even seen Hojlund play.
Absolutely. All right. How different has United's business been this summer to last?
I think Erik ten Hag will be much happier. Last season at the start, we saw Manchester United have a really bad start. They lost to Brighton. Then there was that infamous defeat at Brentford. United signed Casemiro and Antony as well after those defeats. This time round, Erik ten Hag has got the players he's wanted before the season has started. He's got a new goalkeeper, he's got Mason Mount, and he's got a forward as well. I think there could be more ins and outs, but I think the ins could depend on the outs.